Chapter 6. Vacate? My grandmother dropped the old percolator into the sink. Mr. Darling fiddled with his ponytail. It's progress, Anna. Nothing personal. Of course it's personal. I own this business. You can't tear down that wall, I said. She has a lease, a lifetime lease. That's right, I have a lifetime lease. When my husband sold this building, we were guaranteed this space and the upstairs apartment at a fixed rent for life. And I'm fit as a fiddle. Like a gunfighter in a western, Mr. Darling took his time rising from his stool. He towered over my grandmother, and I'm not just referring to his height. When he prospered, we eked out a living. When he met the growing demand for earth-friendly products, we handed out styrofoam coffee cups. While he marketed, we waited and hoped for a crowded tourist season. Crossed fingers don't work as well as coupons, team sponsorships, and a flavor of the week. You'll find, if you reread your contract, that life refers to the life of your business, not the life of its owner. Only as long as your business is in operation do you receive the fixed rent. He folded his arms confidently. And, let's be honest, your business is dying. I spoke to the landlord this morning and she said that if you vacated, remodeling could begin without delay. Once I rip out the kitchen and open the back room, I figure I can squeeze in 24 more tables. I'll give you a fair price to leave. It will certainly be more money than you're making now. My grandmother's face ignited. She gripped the edge of her embroidered apron. My income is none of your business. As much as I despised Mr. Darling, perhaps this offer was not such a bad thing. Grandma Anna was 70, and she always said she couldn't afford to retire, and she wasn't fit as a fiddle. She kept 7 different bottles of pills on her bathroom counter. I knew about the high blood pressure and arthritis, but she hadn't told me what the other pills were for. Mr. Darling cleared his throat. Think of the money, Anna. This place is falling apart. Look at those old percolators and that old stove. The countertops are peeling and the single-pane windows are fogged. I'll give you a nice sum to move out. Take a vacation. Buy a condo in sunny Florida. Wouldn't that be nice? My mother is moving to Florida. Florida's a great place to retire. As my grandmother stomped around the counter, her loafers, still soggy from the dishwasher explosion, made little farting sounds. I'm not buying a condo in Florida. Nordby is my home. My husband took his last breath in this town, and I have employees who rely on me. Irmgard hung her head, avoiding Mr. Darling's intimidating gaze. I'm not selling. Not to you, not to anyone. Oh, I think you'll change your mind, he said, smugness pushing at the corner of his upper lip. You can think whatever you want, but I won't change my mind. The lip fell. We'll see about that. Grandma Anna put her hand on her chest. Is that a threat? My heart is set on expanding my business. I don't like to be disappointed. I stood close to my grandmother. Her shoulders were trembling slightly. You will leave, she told him. He did, but he made us wait until he cleaned a spot off his shoe. Once he had gone, my grandmother slammed the door, turned the closed sign outward, then crumpled into a chair. Irmgard and I hurried to her side. Are you okay? I asked. I should call Officer Larson and report that man. She slapped her palm on the table. Then she sighed. But he's right. How am I going to fix everything that's falling apart? The boys buy a few cups of coffee and sandwiches. That's not enough to keep us going during the winter months. We'll make some money during the solstice festival, I said. We always have a long line for our hot chocolate. Not last year. Oh, right. Last year the line to get into Java Heaven had been so long that it had blocked people from entering our shop to buy my grandmother's famous Norwegian cocoa. We can't rely on the festival, she mumbled. We'll get more people in here if we got an espresso machine, I suggested for the millionth time. Irmgard nodded. I'm not getting an espresso machine. This is a Scandinavian coffee house, not a French bistro. Espresso machines don't make egg coffee. I thought about saying, that's the point, but didn't. Norwegian egg coffee is a disgusting combination of boiled coffee grounds, sugar, and a beaten egg. Yep, a beaten egg. It's an old world recipe, and that's who asked for it, old people. Didn't much matter anyway. Good espresso machines cost thousands of dollars. My grandmother patted my hand. Don't you worry, Katrina, or you'll get worry lines all over your face, just like me. You should be thinking about your grades and about college. That's your future. That's what a 16-year-old girl should be thinking about, and finding a nice boy to take you to the festival. I'm staying here and working the festival with you. We'll bring in good money. I know we will. I'll make sure that Mr. Darling's line doesn't get in the way this time. With a grunt, my grandmother pushed herself up from the chair. You spend too much time in here. She patted my cheek. It's all my fault. Your parents, rest their souls, wouldn't want you working so much. Maybe I should close for good. I didn't know what to say. The coffeehouse was my home, and in many ways it was my sanctuary. I may not have loved all its odd flavors, but its dusty charm was a part of me. Outside, I was an average student with average grades and average looks. My name did not grace any trophies in the gym case or any murals on the school walls. 5 years from now, no one would even know that I had been at Nordby High. But once I stepped inside our coffee house, I knew exactly what to do and exactly who I was. I was an important part of Anna's. I worked the cash register, ordered supplies, made sandwiches, and chit-chatted with the tourists. As my grandmother slowed down, I sped up, taking up more responsibilities. Sure, it was not an ideal situation. Ideal would be going back to when we had lots of customers, more employees, and fewer demands on my time. When locals came in, I knew exactly what they were going to order. When business was conducted at the counter and book groups and knitting clubs met on set days on the week, I didn't want to see Anna's close down. It would be like losing my family all over again. We finished our evening chores. I opened the door that led to our upstairs apartment. Ratcatcher waddled down the stairs. She wasn't allowed in the coffee house during the day. I crouched down and scratched her head. She pawed at my jeans pocket, the one holding the kidney bean. I had forgotten all about it. Grandma, if you could have what you most desired, what would it be? I'm not sure. Someone told me that fortune is the most common people ask for. Well, money sure would help. Is that what you most desire? She looked at me, the creases in her face relaxing. What I most desire is for you to have a long and happy life, sweetheart. Irmgard collected her coat and purse. Why don't you stay and have dinner with us? Grandma Anna asked, as she always did. There's no reason to eat alone. Irmgard shook her head, as she always did, and left to catch the bus, a Tupperware container of extra soup tucked under her arm. Our apartment sat above the coffee house. It would have been nice to have a yard and a garage. I had both when I was 3, the year my parents were killed in a car crash. But those memories were just vapors, the sound of a lawnmower, a bowl of Cheerios, a woman's scarf, soft and red. Grandma Anna went to bed earlier than usual, upset by Mr. Darling's visit. I slipped out of my clothes and stood in front of my bedroom mirror. The first thing I always noticed when I looked in the mirror was my height. 5'8" seemed crazy tall to me. What was good about being so tall? Supermodel tall, maybe. Basketball player tall, totally. God help me, but if I grew another inch, I'd become an honorary member of the Maasai tribe. Pajamas on, homework spread across my bed, the phone rang. Hey, I saw you standing on the sidewalk with that guy. What did he want? It was Vincent. He was eating something crunchy. He just wanted to thank me for giving him some coffee. How was the meet? Okay. Genuine modesty was one of the things I really liked about Vincent. How did you do? First in the 50 backstroke. How did Heidi do? Heidi? The crunching stopped. Why are you asking about Heidi? No reason. Because I saw you hanging out with her and now I'm thinking the worst. Because at some point you're going to get a girlfriend, aren't you? Of course you are. You're amazing. And then I'd have to scoot over so she can sit next to you at the movies. And what if she wants butter on her popcorn after you and I agreed that movie theater popcorn butter tastes rancid? That could be a real problem. It's just that Heidi's dad was here today, and he wants to give us money to vacate so he can expand Java Heaven. He's such a jerk. He was really mean to Grandma. I wish the Darlings would just move away. Mr. Darling's a jerk, that's for sure, but Heidi's not so bad. She can't help the way her dad is. You know, she does a lot of good stuff for the community. She volunteers at the food bank, and I was thinking about helping her a few times. Anyway, don't worry. Her dad can't force you to leave. Oh, God! How could he say that Heidi wasn't so bad? Why was he defending her? I lay back on the pillows. Mr. Darling said that he didn't like being disappointed. I think that was a threat. Just keep boycotting Java Heaven. What more can you do? You know I'll never buy their coffee. Hey, you sure that guy in the skirt wasn't bothering you? He's gone. Good. Okay. I'll come by in the morning. I stared at the ceiling for a long time. What was bugging me more? The idea of Vincent going out with Heidi, or the idea of him going out with anyone? Would I be so worried if he started dating someone else? I'd be fine with it, wouldn't I? He can't force you to leave. I thought about that as I opened my world mythology textbook. It seemed like Mr. Darling could do whatever he wanted. He had gotten the space next door even after Grandma had begged the landlord not to rent to him. I wrapped my bathrobe tighter and stuck my feet under the quilt. Our apartment felt colder than usual. The furnace was probably in the fritz again. The next story in the Good Deed chapter was Jack and the Beanstalk. I yawned. Did I even need to read it? Everyone knew that story. This kid named Jack trades a cow for a bean that grows into a beanstalk. Or maybe it's 3 beans. His mother gets mad at him, or maybe it's his father, but I knew that they were poor. Something about a golden harp and a man-eating giant. Okay, so maybe I didn't remember the whole story. I glanced at the bottom of the page and read, "Take this bean," the strange man said. "It'll give you fortune." Huh? What a weird coincidence. The phone rang again. It was Elizabeth. "So did he wait for you after school?" "Yeah." I pushed the book aside and told her about the guy with the bean. "Did you eat it?" "No." "You should eat it." "What? That's crazy. Why would I eat it?" "Maybe it's crazy, but you never know. I wish someone would give me a magic bean." I'd wish for a face to notice me. Crap, I gotta go. My dad's flipping out because I dented the car. It's just a little dent, but he's going ballistic. See you tomorrow. My jeans lay on the floor. I slid out of bed and plucked the bean from the pocket. The chocolate had worn away, staining the pocket's lining. I held the little bean in my fingers. Fortune would solve everything, wouldn't it? We could fix up the shop, buy an espresso machine, and hire more employees. As if. No way was I eating that thing. Alley guy was a lunatic. And yet, I didn't throw it away. Why? For the same reason I make a wish before I blow out my birthday candles, and look into the sky for the first evening star, and pull extra hard on the wishbone. Because deep inside, like a Scandinavian craving coffee, I crave change. I'd been living a quiet life in the mundane middle, hidden in my two friends' shadows, but that wouldn't work much longer. When they left Nordby to pursue their dreams, I'd become visible, exposed for what I was. Nothing much at all. I set the little bean on the top of my dresser.